we thought it would be fun to say how we met or talk about how we met because we've been together 10 years this past November.
And
which sounds a little...
26.
Yeah, we're only... Well, I'm 25, you're 26.
Oh.
We have a little bit of an age difference.
A little bit.
You get to be older than me for 3 months. So we thought it would be fun to talk about when we met and how we met, because when you say 10 years, that seems kind of weird since we're only 25 and 26.
It's kind of weird.
All right, so let's do it.
Let's do it. So we met when we were 15 years old.
But we met on MySpace. So some of you might not even know what that is.
It's like Facebook.
It was like Facebook, but way more customizable.
Your profile could have a song.
You had top friends.
Facebook needs to have a song on it. I feel like when you go to someone's profile on MySpace, the song like changed all of your feelings when you saw the person.
But it definitely, but it even changed, like, you would change your profile based off like who your friends were and if there was a certain person you were trying to impress.
Oh yeah.
It was funny. Anyway, so I was a little boy crazy. And I'd had a really gross breakup. And I was just trying to meet somebody new. And I saw Nick and I thought he was really cute. I thought he was like a 6'3" tall skateboarder. So I messaged him. And how did you feel? A random message.
I think it's always exciting when you get some sort of private message, especially when you're
from a girl.
When you're a single 15-year-old boy getting a message from a girl, and you got all those self-esteem problems. So, I mean, that just fills that
and
void.
Hormones.
That's actually probably more of it. But I was excited. I was interested in the prospect. You know, this had not happened many times before. So
he wasn't even like ask me for my number. I just had to throw it out there.
You gotta play it cool.
I didn't play it cool. I just gave it to him.
Cause she was dating some weirdos, so.
I think he came from a good family life because of some of the stuff he would post. I mean, we're all dramatic teenagers, so we would have a fight with our parents.
You try and say things when you're a teenager so you get attention, and people think you're interesting, but in reality, you're just some little boy that listens to Blink-182 by himself in his bedroom.
He drives a lifted F-150.
And he can bench press 98 pounds.
So, we talked via text for a couple of weeks before.
On flip phones.
Yeah.
Well, the chocolate, I don't know if that's a flip phone. It was like a... People remember the chocolate. People are going to be very nostalgic about the chocolate.
Oh, really?
Remember, like, flipped open like a...
I had the chocolate flip. You didn't.
What did I have?
You had the, like, first touch screen phone that Verizon had.
Oh, the Voyager.
Yeah.
That made me cooler than my personality could ever make me.
So, anyways. We texted for a couple weeks. Very...
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know why I thought that was so funny. I don't know what we talked about. I had a guy friend that I was really close with, and they did not like each other.
Oh yeah, that happened a lot in high school though.
Because of who he had dated, and so he didn't know if he wanted to talk to me anymore. You remember that we had that conversation because you thought I wanted.
Oh yeah, because you were hanging out with many dudes back when you were a child.
I had a lot of guy friends.
Yeah,
I only had like one girlfriend.
That's a major red flag for you guys out there.
That is not a major red flag.
If a girl has a lot of guy friends and not a lot of girlfriends, I mean, that's just like, I mean, if she can't hang out with her own kind, like, I don't know.
I had 3 really good girlfriends, and the rest were guys. What is that? That clearly, there's nothing wrong with that if we're together now.
I had to make it through. There were some rough patches.
No, there were not. You're so stupid. So, we finally met at my friend's house, outside of her house one day. We were out of school for some reason. And he drives up in this big old lifted... No, your truck wasn't lifted yet.
So big.
He had a big F-150 and he had subs, and he just rolls up like blasting music. And I was like, no way, this guy is a douchebag. Like,
you can't say that.
Yes,
But y'all don't say that.
Shut up. We got my dad.
grounded.
This is a child-friendly channel.
No. Maybe not.
Apparently it's not.
I don't know. I didn't think good things of him. I thought he was kind of lame for rolling up. I knew he was just trying to impress me.
Okay. If any of you guys have ever had really loud speakers and thought you were cool, those speakers,
I don't even know why.
The speakers made you seem really cool.
Is that on my driveway? That's my ride.
I don't know
To
why I'm
yourself.
hating on you because I had one too.
Mine were bigger though.
Mine was really loud because I had a small car.
No.
You were impressed with my sub, don't lie.
Yeah. It was nice.
And my rims.
It was nice until your sister crashed that car.
I said I thought he was like 6'3".
I'm not that short.
In high school you still were. You hadn't finished growing.
How tall was I?
I swear he was like the same height as me or like an inch taller. And he was so scrawny. And just not what I'd imagined. And I was like, there's...
We'll put up a picture of what I used to look like when I was back in the day. Right here.
Yeah, and maybe I'll find a picture. Even though we went to different high schools and met on MySpace kind of through a mutual friend, we only lived 5 minutes from each other, which I thought was really cool. I thought that was like meant to be.
But I don't think I found out where you lived until like
no, we didn't.
Later,
I didn't find out where you lived until we started dating.
Oh yeah, I remember I went to meet you at your house for your first time. Your parents were like riding motorcycles.
That's the date I'm talking about when we went to Kernersville, JP Looney's. Oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
What did I eat? Do you remember that? Because maybe that would help bring back that memory.
Sorry, it doesn't stink. There's just dog hair flying around. So, I said after we met and talked for like 10 minutes that day, I went back into my friend's house and I was like, there's no way we're gonna date. He's just like best friend potential. I really like talking to him, but no. And 2 weeks later, we hung out at a football game, right? Was that before we started dating?
I think so. I think you were at the football game, and football games were a big deal back in high school. Like, you went to football games to be known, to be...
Cool.
I mean, it was like...
Oh, and there were some guys there that I used to like, and I felt like it would make him jealous.
I feel
make him want me.
Yeah, the epitome of high school hierarchy was at a football game. Like, that was the...
You had the cool kids, the kind of cool kids, and the losers.
It's very medieval.
I was definitely like, I feel like I'm in the loser section.
Yeah, we were both on the same.
We were kind of antisocial, I feel like. No, we had really strict parents. That's what the issue was. We weren't allowed to do a lot of things.
Yeah, so anyways.
We both had strict parents. So, we talked at the football game for a little bit, and then I was like, okay, I like him. I want to keep talking to him. 2 weeks later, we went on our first date. It was a double date, and that's when you said you saw my parents on motorcycles.
Yeah, I was very intimidated. I couldn't ride a motorcycle and still can't, and they were big motorcycles, so I was like...
Can you imagine pulling up to a girl's house and the dad's just like...
Yeah, that's pretty much...
And my mom could drive motorcycles.
That's pretty much what it was like, but they were really easy to get along with pretty much from the start, because they liked my truck, and I don't know, I was not intimidated after talking to them, yeah. But talk about the trip to Hunters, right? That was that's the next thing, yeah.
So when he's picking me up with my parents on the motorcycles, we were going to a friend's house for the first time, or not my first time, but for our first double date. And that's when that night after dinner, I was so embarrassed. I had squirt mustard all over my shirt. At dinner. He doesn't remember this at all. And then he asked me to be his girlfriend, so obviously I didn't scare him away with my mustard. Too bad.
It's pretty sad. I don't remember asking you to be my girlfriend. I
remember every single detail of it. We were outside the sidewalk in front of Hunter's house, and it was late, and we didn't have school.
Oh, I thought you said ask. I'm pretty sure that either she kissed me on the cheek or I kissed her on the cheek prior to the asking out while we were watching a movie down in their basement. But she says we did, but whatever. But then we went upstairs, and when we left, we already said what we did. Then we started dating, and
yeah, because you didn't take me home that night. I stayed with Hunter, so he asked me to be your girlfriend, and I was like on cloud 9.
Okay.
And here we are today. I would say I knew from the start, like, well, obviously not right away, but a month into dating, that he was the one. Even at 15 years old. Yes. I was such...
I had no idea.
I still am. I'm a hopeless romantic through and through. Like, love anything romance. movies, books, and I just have always had a dream of that. And so when we met and a month into dating, it just clicked. I knew he was the one. Took him some time to figure that out. Like, I feel like you fell hard, but then you fell out, and then you fell back into it.
I went through a lot of the typical high school phases, and then I became it's like my peak in craziness was very early, and then now I'm like super boring.
Not boring. So, you know, everyone goes through that kind of like wild phase when they're younger. Mine happened really early, like 8th grade, 9th grade. And his didn't happen until like a year into us dating. And so we took a little 3-month hiatus and then got back together, and we've been together since.
So that's how we started dating.
High school sweethearts. Do you like that term? High school sweethearts? Does it make you kind of go, because it kind of makes me gag a little bit.
I think the word sweetheart is more the problem.
Yeah.
High school, we dated in high school sounds fine. But
Yeah, I don't really
sweetheart
like
is
high
just
school
like I feel like sweetheart's what your grandma calls you when like
It's very
you go to
old
visit
school.
her or something.
Very old school. So that's how we met. You looked so happy there.
Alright. But that's our story, how we started dating. Make sure to like and subscribe, and
Yeah, I'll put our Instagram names in the description box, maybe on the screen too. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video really soon.